Have you ever thought about buying a home but wondered, how am I going to pay for it? Well, that's a great question, and there are a lot of possible answers out there. And in today's video, I'm going to give you some of the best ones that may apply to your particular situation. I hope you loved today's video, and if you do, please consider liking it and sharing it with a friend. And if you do have any questions as we go throughout the video, please don't hesitate to comment those below, and I'll be more than happy to get you the answers. Hey there, I'm Bru Krebs, your Atlanta real estate expert, and it really is my privilege to be able to provide you with the best real estate information in the business. I'm so grateful that you joined me today, and I'm going to be talking about some of the best ideas and possibilities for financing your new home in today's real estate market. As always, if you do have any questions, you can comment those below or call or text me anytime. I love connecting with you, and I'm more than happy to get you the answers. It really is my pleasure to help you in every area of your real estate world. But without further ado, let's get into it. In today's video, I'm going to talk about real estate financing options. As you know, real estate can be a great investment opportunity for both home buyers and for investors. However, purchasing a property can be expensive and it can be kind of daunting, which is why financing options are essential. Today, I'll provide an overview of different financing options available for both home buyers and for investors. But let's start with number one. It's that conventional mortgage, which is the most common type of financing option for just about any home buyer. These are loans that are not federally insured by the government for that additional down payment money, and they typically require a down payment of at least 5%. A conventional mortgage is a long-term loan. They can last for up to 30 years, and those interest rates, they can vary depending on the lenders and the borrower's particular credit score. These are fairly easy to get done. You put your deposit down, you run through all of the process. It takes about 30 days and you can close this particular loan. But then there's another option, and it's your FHA loan. Now, these are not necessarily applicable in every place. For example, some condominiums are not approved for FHA. Some townhomes are not approved for FHA. Most of your single family homes, if they're move-in ready, they are approved for FHA. So FHA has some different spots where it's actually able to be used. And FHA loans are loans that are government-backed and insured by the Federal Housing Administration. These loans are designed for first-time home buyers, and they require a down payment of only 3.5%. The interest rates are typically lower than conventional mortgage, but they do require mortgage insurance premiums. Now, next, number 3 on our list is the VA loan. Now, VA loans are available for veterans and their families only, and they are guaranteed by the Department of Veterans Affairs. These loans offer competitive interest rates and require no down payment, making them super attractive as an option for VA and VA family borrowers. Now, the thing with VA loans is you can use them a couple of times. The second time you have to pay a little bit of an upfront fee, and they're very beneficial. But they are not available to just anyone. It's only your veterans and their families that are eligible for these loans. A fourth option for financing is that USDA loan. The USDA loans are designed for home buyers in rural areas that are guaranteed by the United States Department of Agriculture. And these loans offer 100% financing and low interest rates, making them an attractive option for eligible borrowers. Now, keep that in mind. You can only use them in those rural areas. You're not going to buy a midtown condo or anything like that with a USDA loan. And it does apply to certain particular properties, and there are specific criteria that you must meet. So be sure that you speak to either someone like myself or your lender to understand exactly what it is you're getting into with the USDA loan. Now, the number 5 option is one maybe that you haven't heard of before. A lot of people have, but a lot of people have not heard of these, and it's called a hard money loan. These are more for real estate investors, and hard money loans can be an attractive option. They're typically provided by private lenders and based on the value of the property rather than the borrower's credit score. Hard money loans typically have higher interest rates and shorter terms than traditional mortgages though, but they can be a good option for investors who need to close on a deal quickly. Usually they require that the investor put about 25% down, and you usually have those pre-approved before you start going out and looking at properties, and they can usually do a pretty quick turnaround. Basically what you do is you put in the paperwork, you go out and you look at your property, you turn it into the lender, they do the final underwriting, and then they cash out the loan. And this is great, and it kind of makes it feel like a bit of a cash buyer for the investors, and it helps them to acquire properties in a much more expeditious way. The 6th option I'm going to talk about today is a cash out refinance. Cash out refinancing allows homeowners to refinance their existing mortgage and receive a lump sum of cash based on the equity they have built up in their home. This can be an attractive option for homeowners who need cash for renovations or other expenses. And sometimes you can use those cash out refinances to put a down payment on another property. So there are a lot of options here, both for the homeowner and for the investor with the cash out reinvestment. Now the seventh one, similar to the last one, but a little bit different, is what we call a HELOC, and that's a home equity line of credit. A HELOC is a revolving line of credit that allows homeowners to borrow money against the equity in their home. The interest rates on the HELOCs are typically lower than credit cards, making them an attractive option for homeowners who need cash, maybe for home improvements, other expenses, or maybe down payment on another property, or maybe some renovations. It's a great option, and often if you're using them for renovations, you can also deduct those interest payments as well for the HELOC loan. Now another option, and it's not quite as prevalent in a lot of the markets today, but it is out there, is seller financing. Seller financing is when the seller of a property provides the financing to the buyer. This can be an attractive option for buyers who have a difficulty obtaining those traditional financing options, or for sellers who want to sell their property quickly. However, seller financing typically comes with higher interest rates and shorter terms than those traditional mortgages. And there can be all kinds of different variations when you're talking about those seller loans, because the sellers and the buyers will determine basically what the terms of those loans are going to be. It's not like a box loan that you get from the bank. So those can kind of go in all kinds of different directions. And like I say, as always, if you do have any questions about any of these loans, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to go through with you personally anytime. And in conclusion, these are just some of the financing options available for home buyers and investors. It is important to work with a professional who understands your needs and goals. If you do have any questions, please feel free to text or call me anytime, and I'm happy to get you the answers. You know, I'm so privileged and appreciative of all the great folks that I get to help in the Atlanta real estate market, and in neighborhoods like Buckhead and Midtown, Old Fourth Ward, Virginia Highlands, Decatur, Inman Park, Grant Park, and really, well, anywhere inside the perimeter. And if you do have any questions about real estate in this area, or really anywhere in the United States, because I have affiliates that I work with all across the country who are top notch, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. It would be my absolute pleasure to help you find the perfect home and make the perfect deal for you. Thank you again so much for watching this video today. I really, really appreciate you. And if you did enjoy the video, please consider sharing it with a friend. And if you did enjoy the video, I know you're gonna love the next one that pops up on your screen.